Really happy to welcome Lee back from Unity. Beautiful bit of beef here, Lee. What would you pair with that?
I suppose an obvious choice would be to go for a claret. So what I've gone for here is a Poisson Saint Emilion. Saint Emilion satellite, it's in Bordeaux, it's on the right bank, which means it's predominantly Merlot driven, but it's made in that classic style. But it's got something for Damon as well, it is 15% alcohol, so he's already good. Okay, it's a bit like a craft beer then. I can have this and like get out my head. If you were going to go for an off-the-wall alternative, I've tried to go for something that really isn't obvious, so I've gone for the Chateau Saint Michel Syrah. So this is a bit sweeter. So it's not a sweet wine, but it's got that really unctuous sweet kind of berry fruit.
It's a lighter drink.
So I think that lighter style with the sweeter fruit, that serves as a counterpoint to all the spice, the horseradish, the earthiness. You've still got the tannin and the freshness, acidity, but this is a wine that's a little bit lighter, a little bit more vibrant.
How do you find that sort of cuts through the fat of the butter and the fat on the beef? And
so you've got the acidity to cut through all those things you've described, but then you've got that brightness of fruit that also helps to stand above it.
Nice.
But that works really well. I think it will cope with all of those aspects.
So next up, we've got the roast lamb with the leeks and the brioche crust.
Well, firstly, thanks for giving me something really easy to pair, because it's got just about everything going on here, and it's got sweetness, it's got jam, it's got bread, it's got leeks, it's got smoke. So yeah, really straightforward and simple. Look, the traditional match for lamb is rioja. It's clean and it will cut through any fattiness that you get in the lamb. That will also cut through the sweetness that you've got with this sort of apricot and onion jam. It will match really well with that. For a non-obvious choice for this, and prepare to be wowed, I've gone for a Malbec. Okay, I do this quite a lot. Usually when I do that, the audience I'm talking to sort of go, oh, I think it's better like that, to be honest. Quelle surprise. Now, the reason I think that's a non-obvious choice is we just go Malbec goes with beef or steak. That's it. We don't consider pairing Malbec with anything else. And Malbec as a variety is much more versatile than we give it credit for. This Malbec is from a region of Mendoza called Luján de Cuyo. It's about 1,000 metres above sea level. It's got a long growing season. It softens out. So normally Malbec, we expect quite hefty tannins. These are softened tannins. The tannins in here are higher than you think, but they're very, very soft. That's a totally off the wall match because we just always think about beef.
That's a nice one.
Really nice.
I like that. And I love a good Malbec.
Yeah.
You know
what's not to like about it? He says all the right things, like sweet talks me here. None of this craft beer rosé nonsense.
So last up, we've got this beautiful pork belly.
It's an obvious, not obvious choice because what I've gone for is an oaked Chardonnay. We live in a world where we still have ABC drinkers, anything but Chardonnay. It's not Chardonnay, people don't like it, it's too much oak. But we're seeing a swing back to gently oaked Chardonnay. So the Chardonnay I've got here is from southern France, it's called Le Mouget, and it's very gently oaked. And with a dish like this, you know, there's a lot of sweetness in here and there's a bit of fattiness as well. So you want a wine that'll slice through that, but really fill the palate with broad, ripe, slightly sweeter, fruity flavours, but still with a bit of freshness to it. And I think the Chardonnay does exactly that. And people have got to stop saying, oh, I don't like Chardonnay, because that's too simplistic.
And I was one of those people, because I was just sick of buying, in the early 2000s, sick of buying a string of Chardonnays that were just oak.
But you've seen the light. So the second wine, this is really off the wall. Not a lot of people think of drinking German Riesling. The Riesling I've got here is from the Nahe. It's made by a producer called Tesch. It's not a sweet wine, it's a dry Riesling. But the reason it works is it's got really bright, vibrant, citrusy stone fruit flavours. Peach, apricot, I think there's lime, there's honey blossom. But the thing is, it's a dry wine and that acidity slices right through. It's a great variety that, in a way, I'm glad more people don't understand it because that hasn't driven the price up, so I can still afford to drink it. As soon as people realise it'll price up, and then I'll shut myself in the foot. Yeah, I'll go back and choose something else that people don't like and then pioneer that.